Hey guys, F126 here, and welcome back to Heights of the F1 League. Today for round number 17 for the United States Grand Prix around the circuit of the Americas. This is actually one of my stronger tracks on this game, so I'll be hoping to fight back in the championship after losing a lot of points last time round to the amazement. So hopefully we can win this one, but obviously Joe and Luke are also very quick, and different strategies could play into it. So we'll have to see what goes down then as we head through turn 1 now on our quali lap down towards the S section here in sector 1. We've done that quite well. We need to maximise the wheel advantage to this sector, and we've pretty much nailed that, missing the apex a tad there, but we have gone purple to sector 1 as we now head through the chicane. We could have been more aggressive on the curve there, but wanting to avoid a corner cut really, as we just want to get this run in as a banker lap as we now head down towards this hairpin before the straight, nailing that apex as well, trying to open up the steering as quickly as possible, which we have done nicely as we now head down the DRS straight, opening the DRS there. Quite a long straight here, and you need to be looking for just before the 100-meter board to brake, and we're going to put it down into first gear, back up to second, nailing that apex nicely, not cutting the corner, which is easy to do around this circuit as we now head into the last sector. We're now a tenth and a bit down on Joe's current time where he's on pole, but hopefully we can do well in the last sector here. But no, we've taken a very poor line through that double left-hander there as we now head into the reverse turn 8 corner, the last few corners of the track. Flat out in qualifying, just about, even though the racing line thinks we need to brake, which we don't. Penultimate corner, we've missed that apex by about 3 miles, which is not ideal, and final corner now getting it down into second. Open up the steering, we've run on the exit curve, which isn't going to help us, and we've bottled it as usual, and it's a 36.6, which is quite frustrating really. I was hoping to be quite a bit faster than that, but oh well, you have to live with these things. But we're on a second lap here, and we are currently up on our time as we head in the middle sector, which is good, because in the last sector was where we really lost time. So if we can nail this corner here, hopefully we can do well in the last sector. We've gone to red on our delta and we've cut the corner, so we're going to have to back out that lap. As you can see, my frustration there, because I was not able to improve. As you can see, we've qualified down in 4th there, with the amazement getting pole with a 35.8. I don't think I would have been able to touch that, but Leopard's time maybe, and Luke's time, definitely Luke's time, I could have maybe got near. But oh well, 4th isn't horrendous. Once again, just ahead of Infinity for the second race in a row, with Sam, my teammate, down in 6th, Jork in 7th on the softs, Little Imp in 8th, Casey in 9th on the softs, and Taylor the Vole in 10th also on the softs. So they're trying an alternate strategy, maybe soft, super soft, which I know is possible here, but we'll have to see what happens as we head into the race now. Game giving us the one stop, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Super soft mediums, the mediums last forever around here. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. And not much to see really, just editing the fuel load slightly. If it's a safety car, we can rearrange that strategy, but I don't think that's hugely likely, but you never know. We have the lights now, it's 3 lights, now we have 4, it's 5 lights, and it's lights out and away we go. We've got a reasonable start there, but this is in proximity error. Matt Tewson's got a lag start. He's going to be in the lead as we head down to turn 1. Jack Sparr as well with the lag start, as Tewson's in the middle of Leopard and the amazement. I've been hit up the arse there by Matt Lovett, I think. He's then spun out, but I don't think I really did anything wrong. We're down into 5th, which is not ideal because Tewson has got an absolute rocket start. We managed to get back past Jack Sparr into turn 1. Pretty chaotic in there. We did get hit, but we haven't got any damage. And I know some people at the back do have damage. Infinity unfortunately got caught up in an instant there. But yeah, it is Leopard who leads at the moment from the amazement. So a good start from the Mercedes man after his first win in the league last time out in Japan. With Tewson currently sitting in 3rd, but I don't think he'll stay there for too long. Sam's also had a poor start. He's down to 8th, I believe, which isn't ideal, but at least he still has his front wing this time, unlike last time in Japan. So we're trying to get in the slipstream of Luke, who's also unfortunately for us in the slipstream of Tewson, and he's going to have a look as we head down towards the end of sector 2. Run the outside here. Tewson's running too deep. He's cut the corner. Luke's gone for the cutback, and he's got that done nicely as we're going to have a look up the inside of Tewson here. Very risky to chuck it up the inside of Hamilton fan because he will often crash you out. There's a bit of wheel banging there, but nothing too major. It could have been much worse. He takes the inside there. We're going to try and cut back, but he's actually managed to get that turned in quite well, so fair play to him as he defends his position for another couple of turns. Meanwhile, CK's brought up from the back. He doesn't do qualifying pretty much at all, so he's now up into 7th, so it's a good start from him. He might have got a lag start. Tewson's completely ignored the final penultimate corner there, and he'll probably have a warning. He's gone deep into the last corner though. Is that going to give us an opportunity as we head down to turn 1? Leopard sets the first lap of the race in the slipstream now of the Force Indian man. He's on the softs, may I point out. Not that matters really, as we're going to go past him into turn 1. He's tried to dive up the inside, but he's going to go way too deep. We get the cut back on nicely, and we're up into P4, but that's wasted a lot more time than it should have done. But we'll leave Tucson to defend from Jack Sparr and the rest. Unfortunately, my pace is non-existent, as you can see. The Amazement sets the fastest lap, then beaten by Luke, but we are quite some way off that at the end of lap 3. Meanwhile, Jack Sparr still behind us, holding his own nicely. So the first stint here, we were in the middle of no man's land really, as you can see, skipping on to lap 6. We've got poor frame rate here, as I think someone's leaving the session. I'll be little imp, but yeah, the gap's just extending ever so much, as we've got a huge tank snapper on the exit if they're just applying too much power on the curb. And almost losing it, but you can see Luke just in the distance there, but our pace was not good enough to stick with the top 3 sadly. But oh well, 4th is okay at the moment. I know this may come to me in the second half of the race, as you can see lap 8. This is our pit stop lap. We're having quite a boring race, it must be said, as usual, as been customary for the last few races apart from Malaysia. That was quite a good one. Infinity's had a disaster and he's been lapped already on lap 8, but you never know, if enough people retire he could be in the points. Meanwhile, skipping to the end of lap 8, most people have continued on for another lap, but me and Leopard have come in. Luke and Joe continue on for another lap. As we now head into the pit box, Leopard's already out, so he's a good 4 seconds ahead of us, I'd say, as we now come down towards the end of the pit lane, towards the Haas pit box, where we will pull in there, and we've got out nicely. A decent stop for once for the Haas boys, 2.1, but where are we going to be? We're one of the earliest to pit, and we're all the way down in 10th at the moment, but hopefully people will pit before we catch up to them. As you can see, looking at the track map, we've got quite a bit of clean air, but there's contact ahead. I'm not sure what's gone on there, but the yellow flag's been cleared. I think that was Infinity. Skipping to the end of lap 9 now, and there's more cars in the pits as we come around the final corner. I can confirm Luke, who's in the pits, actually got a puncture on lap 9, so we're going to jump him. There we go, we've gone past him already, and Sam, so I think we're up into P8 now, is that? Yeah, P8 there, as we've cut turn 1 a bit. Not as bad as our cut at Degner 2 in Suzuka last week. As we now head around the final corner again on lap 10, there's someone veering towards the pit wall there, so that's not ideal for them. Who's in the pits this time is Taylor the Vol, so we move up into P7. He's only taken the soft tyres 10 laps. He might have got damage, I'm not sure, but I'm sure he can still take the mediums to the end from there. Meanwhile, we've caught up to Infinity again, but I do say I think he had an incident at the start of lap 9 there, and he once again gets nicely out of the way, so thank you for that. So we're going to get our DRS on Tucson, but no, because the game's crap and it's decided that we don't deserve DRS. But it doesn't matter, the slipstream's actually still a thing, which is surprising by this point in the race. And we've managed to get up the inside of Tucson nicely up into P6 there. So that's good stuff from us as we now head towards the end of lap 13. This is when the majority of the soft runners will come into the pits. So I think we've got Jack Sparr and Jork in the pit lane. So that's going to move us up into P5? 4. There we go. Good maths. So there's Joe and Leopard still out miles ahead in the lead, although our pace was actually pretty good on the mediums. I think we were the fastest on track at this point. And Casey, who's trying to do the soft, super soft, but he's got damage. I think there was a lag incident, and as you can see on lap 16, we've caught up to him already. He should have picked for softs and just bailed out, but he's still trying to make his soft, super soft work. But we've got DRS back now, and Casey's not going to fight us too hard. Hopefully for him we can pull him along, but if his damage is really bad, it will be costing him quite a lot around this circuit. So yeah, Joe and Leopard, as you can see, not too far ahead as you skip on to lap 21 now. As we've cut that corner, we've got our second one in the race, but our pace has been incredible, and these two Bastings actually helped us out quite a lot. As you can see, they're going side by side through sector 1 there. Joe's managed to get up into the lead, but Leopard's fighting it back. There's a bit of lag there, more lag. Leopard goes sideways as there's loads of lag. Joe's been hit off there, and he's spun around into the wall, and that's his front wing gone. Unbelievable scenes here. Joe taken out by lag there, as well as having a kebab issue, which will be explained later, which means he's now got to change his front wing here with just 6 laps to go, or 7 laps. Leopard pauses it, presumably to record it, but this is going to give us a huge chance to take the lead. He lags back into us there, and we've almost been blown up, but we managed to duck out of the way just in time, almost losing the back end with the DRS open, and we're up into the lead here in an amazing turn of events. Huge bad luck for Joe, who's just been taken out there. He was struggling with issues with the fact that he couldn't ask his mum for a kebab or something at the time, but we'll ignore that. Meanwhile, lap 22, CK sets the fastest lap. Leopard's back up our inside with some good braking under that ABS there into the hairpin at the end of the straight, as well as DRS, but we're going to try and fight it back. We are now in a battle for the win, although I do know Leopard has a lot of penalties at this stage, so all we have to do is stay within a few seconds, although we must make sure we don't get a penalty. We are only one warning away, but I think that's GG now. Leopard may well have got past us, but Joe is back down in P8 at the moment, I believe, although he is catching my teammate Sam quite rapidly as Leopard cuts the penultimate corner there as well, so that could be another warning. Meanwhile, Jork on his soft medium strategy, much quicker or much fresher mediums, and he could come into play at the end. As you can see, he's quite close. Unfortunately, Leopard got too much of a exit off the final quarter for us to have a look into turn 1, and that's going to be all over for us, I think, unless we can stick with him through sector 1, which I very much doubt, and indeed we couldn't. And as you can see, skipping to lap 25, Leopard's cleared off. Meanwhile, Jork is now behind us, and I'm thinking at this point, Jork has 2 penalties. All I need to do is let him go and follow him, see if I can catch up to Leopard as well, and we just pull out the way there, keeping it in lead. As you can see, Leopard not too far ahead, and I can confirm he actually has 4 penalties at this stage, so not ideal for the young Mercedes driver there. But coming to the end of that 26, we've run wide at the penultimate corner, and no, we've got a penalty there. It's a savage penalty from Codemasters, but we can't complain really. We did just extend the track there, and that is disastrous. We now need to stay within 3 seconds of Jork, and as you can see, the gap is 3.3 as we come through the final sector split. On the last lap, Luke's a few seconds back, but he also has a penalty, so we don't need to worry about that. And it's going to be disaster here. We've lost the win on the 3rd to last lap with a tiny track extend there, and that's, well, it's my fault obviously, but a disaster for us as it was a huge chance to gain loads of points on Joe in the championship. He's down in 7th, I believe, as we come around the penultimate corner now. Coming around the final corner, it's going to be Jork taking his 2nd win in the league, with us in 2nd because Leopard had 4 penalties and Luke in 3rd. I'm not sure what the rest of the results were. They're on screen now. As you can see, the podium there confirmed, as I just said. Leopard kept 4th, but will be ruining those corner cuts, which cost him the win, with Jack Sparr taking an impressive 5th place, being Maestro approved, more approved than myself actually. Casey in 6th, Joe managed to fight back from 7th, with Sam in 8th. An impressive drive from CK to 9th after poor luck at the start, with Hamilton fan taking home the final point. Shout out to CK and Jack Sparr, as mentioned, for not getting any penalties. But yeah, unfortunate for us there. I felt that we could have won, and it's annoying that I got that penalty. But oh well, these things happen. See you next time for the Mexican Grand Prix. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.